On-base percentage, important stat in baseball. In a book I wrote, Yearly Leaders of Every Batting Category, I examined the top 5 baseball players in history with the best winning percentage season by season, starting with the 1870s all the way through 2025. Ken Arzone talking baseball. I'm looking at Thursday, June 4th, 2026. This video, the 1880s, on-base percentage. George Gore, 399. Camp Hansen, 362. Roger Connor, 357. Abner Darrell Mipple, 335. Tom Burns, 333. 1881, top 5. Camp Hansen, 455. Martin Powell, 380. Tom York, 362. Dan Brothers, Hall of Fame, 361. Fred Dunlap, 358. 1882 season on-base percentage leaders. Pete Browning, 430. Dan Brothers again, 403. Camp Hansen, 397. Jim Whitney, 382. Ed Sartwood, 371. 1883 season, Dan Brothers, 3rd year in a row, 397. Roger Connor, 394. Ed Sartworth, 394. Pete Browning, 378. George Gore, 377. 1884 season, Fred Dunlap, 448. King Kelly, Hall of Fame, 414. George Gore again, 404. Orator Shafter, 398. Jim O'Rourke, 392. 1885 season, Roger Connor again. 3rd time for him. 435 on base. Dan Brothers, 408. George Gore, 405. Pete Browning, 393. Harry Larkin, 373. 1886 season, King Kelly, 483. Bob Carruthers, 448. Dan Brothers again, 445. So I'm curious, how many times did Dan Brothers make the top 5 in on-base percentage? 11 times in his career, top 5, Dan Brothers. 445, 1886. George Gore, 434. Camp Hansen, 433. 1887 season, Tip O'Neill, 489. Pete Browning, 464. Bob Carruthers, 463. William Robinson, 444. Dan Brothers, 426. 1888 season, William Robinson, 400. Camp Hansen, 400. Dan Brothers, 399. Tip O'Neill, 390. Roger Connor, 389. 1889 season, let's finish the decade. Fred Carroll, 485. Dan Brothers again, 462. Tommy Tucker, 450. Mike Timon, 447. Camp Hansen, 440. So the 1880s, did you notice something? Nobody reached 500 on base. Mainly the guys are in the 400s on base percentage. And how about Dan Brothers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times out of 10 years makes the top 5 on base. Camp Hansen, a couple. You had Roger Connor, a couple. Got to give the 1880s to Dan Brothers and Roger Connor. Those are the guys on base percentage leaders. Next video, 1890s. I'm out.